And I think part of that is kind of understanding that the paranormal and the phenomena, whatever they call that stuff, that's been with us for thousands and thousands of years.
Right.
And it hasn't really changed all that much, except for the shape and how you interact with these sort of beings and deities and these weird kind of interaction with nature, right? So I took a little bit about my research into that and brought it to the mailbags. We just had Winter York on, and she was talking about her Green Man incident with this sort of, sleep paralysis demon.
So, that's really significant for a person. So if you don't know what you're looking at and you don't understand how to dissect it, then how are you going to make the changes, right? How are you going to apply it or, not get freaked out by it at the very least? So many channels have so much, especially now with AI generated stuff, there's so much like artwork and, memes and just photos and things that people post with a little quote with this or that. And it's so misrepresented that I think that like stuff like that, you have to be careful how you're repping it. If you don't know what it is, you should be, you should at least try to find out what it is that you're repping before you go throwing it around, in my opinion.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think we live in the AI slop era, and the slop tides are rising. And the slop tides do not raise all ships.
So how long have you had your channel? Like, how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for about 2 years now. And, getting in, the very first episode I did with Nick was about this show called The OA on
Look,
I love that show.
Netflix, and back and forth between death and life, and having that symbolism is really important to understand, being mortals, but yet there's very few sources for how this kind of stuff might be happening with what we know about physics and consciousness and everything else now. So once you integrate that stuff, you can kind of see it better.
I found that early on in my journey, and I was just like it plays such a huge role in my own understanding of, what was happening because, as I explained on our episode on Nick's show, that like, I just kind of fell backwards into all this.
So a really good example is when people have encounters with Bigfoot, right? So they'll talk about how terrifying it is, and they might even bring it up with their Native American friends or whatever. And they're like, oh, did he have a message for you? It's completely like, I take a look at AI and all the rest of the stuff as being a reflection of the human mind and the human condition, because we created it, and it's only there to regurgitate what we put into it back to us in a way that kind of makes sense. But unfortunately, that's also the snake eating its own tail, Dreams are the birth of symbol, right? Everything you do in dreams is a symbol, right? It's symbolic of what you're doing while you're awake, but you're not actually doing it because you're asleep. So everything in the dream world is a symbol. This is where we get so much of our understanding of ourselves from. It's from these dream world symbols. So if that's the origin of the symbolic world, then I think it's very important to delve into it.
Give it.
Theater is the first church.
Yes.
It is.
It is. Hey, look over
That's
here.
Right?
I may even like that one better than the first one.
Hey, look at this.